I speak unto thee this day, and I say, count it a privilege, a privilege, a privilege, to be able to move with me. That is, to be able to move according to my dictate, according to my desire, according to what it is that I have prepared for thee. For I say, it is me, the living God, who is full of loving kindness, goodness, and mercy unto my people when they will be serving me. But I say, when my people get eyes full of adultery, they stray away. What is it that they do? I say, they take themselves into a place of alienation, separation from me. Then I say, they want to blame and accuse me and abuse me, but I say, they are the fools who have transgressed against me. I say, they are the ones who have chosen violation, they are the ones who have chosen darkness rather than the light. And I say, they are the ones who make themselves liable for the wrath, the fury, the indignation that I bring forth. Now I say, it is me, the living God, who is indeed the way of righteousness, the way of truth, and the way of mercy provided. And I say, when it is me that you will be looking unto, believing and trusting in, what do you find? You will find that I, the living God, do give to thee abundance of truth and light, abundance of mercy and peace always. And yes, you will find that I am the one who will ever direct, correct, and indeed bring thee forth. For I say, when it is me, the living God, that you keep your focus, your vision upon, you are ever kept in me. But I say, when you allow yourself to stray away, I say, then you will be full of fault finding with me. Now I say that I, the living God, never ever intended that my own people would be so proud, so arrogant, they would set themselves up to be the judges over me. But I say that I've intended that my people would walk humbly before me, ever thankful for my way. Now I say, when you look upon the land, the nation that ye are in, what do you see? I say, you see, because of spiritual whoredom and adultery, that men have become critical of me. That is, because they are the ones who have sinned and walked in transgression against me. Then I say, they think they are some great thing. That is, they are full of pride and arrogance and the filthiness of their sin, and they think that they have the right to pass judgment on me. Now I say, if you consider how stupid they are to live in such imagination, I say it is nothing but darkness before me. For I say that I, the living God, never called men to rise up in pride and contempt towards me, but I say that I've called men to walk in humility before me all of their days. Now I say, this day when you will be full of the belligerence of your own proud and fat ways, what do? I say, you thrash the things that belong to me as though they had no value at all. Now I say, you are living in a time when my wrath, my fury, my indignation are kindled against the proud fools who have mistreated me in such ways. For I say, they have chosen the way of darkness, the way of iniquity, and yes, they are loving it so. They have chosen to exhibit themselves in ways that are nothing but darkness and vileness before me, and they think somehow they get by. But I say, in the end, they receive the fool's reward. Now I say that I, the living God, never called thee to keep company with fools, to be a partaker of foolishness, but I say that I have called thee to walk uprightly in me. That is, I have called thee to walk circumspectly in me, redeeming the time, ever thankful for the way that I provide. For I say, if the ones who are mine will stay attentive unto me, then I say they will burn with the fire of love for me. But I say, if they allow that love to go out to the gods of the heathen, to take up idols, I say they will become lukewarm before me. Now I say that I, the living God, do not find pleasure in the ones who are lukewarm, as the compromising fools of this age. They think somehow by their compromises they find a way of peace. I say they find nothing at all except a way that is disagreeable unto me. And I say, in their so-called peace with the world, what do they gain from the same except their own condemnation? For I say, they have refused to stand valiant for the truth. They have refused to declare me as I am. And I say, they are the ones who will indeed pay for the same. Now I say that I, the living God, do not call thee to behave as fools, to behave as those who are timid in their declaration of me. But I say that I call thee to deny yourselves to take up the cross, to follow after me till you burn with the fire of love for me. That is, to continue to crucify self, that the fat beast does not take over the throne, but rather that you will indeed be valiant for me, because it is me that you love. Now I say, if you really consider the misery that men live in because of their compromise, I say they never find the way or the place of peace that they set out to pursue. For they think they can conjure up a false peace, and somehow they will get by with the same. But I say, if a man is not at peace with me, then he knows no peace at all. Now I say this day that I, the living God, do offer to my own the way that is truth and light, the way that is mercy and hope, and the way that they are meant to walk in. And I say, when the ones who are my people will walk in the way that I give them, then they are indeed well-pleasing unto me. But I say, when the ones who are my people will walk afar off with eyes full of adultery, I say, of course, they are liable for wrath. And I say, it is because they have chosen the way of fools rather than the way that I, the living God, have given unto them. Now I say this day that I, the living God, do not call thee to walk in the way of wickedness, to walk in the way of wantonness and careless living, but I say that I call thee to come forth in the truth, to light the strength that I provide. And I say that I call thee to be uplifted in that which I give unto thee, which is the truth, the light, and the peace always. For I say that the peace that comes of me, the living God, is not of the conjuring and the compromising of men, but I say it is of me. And I say there is no man that can imitate and emulate the same. I say this day, be glad that it is me, the living God, who has given unto thee the way wherein you can be uplifted, directed, guided, and instructed by me. And I say, be thankful that you do not need to be lazy regarding your relationship unto me. For I say, when a man will grow proud, he gets lazy towards me. He thinks somehow that he can skirt by. That is, by doing the things forbidden and thinking that somehow he can cover the same. Now I say, if you really look at the darkness of iniquity, the darkness of vileness, the darkness of a man's own way, I say that the very darkness of the same is enough to let a man see he's a fool. But I say, because men refuse to face the facts of their own lives, I say they think they can cover the same. And I say, when you see the ones who are stubborn and full of their own way, I say, know that their end is destruction. For I say, if any man or woman will stubbornly cling to their way, rather than walking in my way, they do not bear fruit in me. And I say, there are multitudes even now who have gotten their way. They brag and they boast about the same, but I say they are none of mine. For I say, it is not me that they seek to please, but I say they are pleasing themselves. And I say they have utterly refused the way of the cross that I, the living God, had ordained for all who would be following me. And I say instead they've chosen the way of their own iniquity and darkness. They've chosen the way of their own understanding, and they will be damned in the same. Now I say, when you look at the nation, what do you see except a nation that has departed from me? That is, that went a whoring after the ways of the heathen, that decided it was sick and tired of my ways, which were the way they were meant to walk, and they have sought for their own ways. That is, they have gone in the broad way, loving it so, and thinking somehow they get by. That is, they have wallowed in pride and self-assurance, rather than walking in the fear of me. Now I say, when you see the utter decay, when you see the defilement, the debauchery on every hand, know it is a consequence of the love of self. For I say, when any man or nation will claim they love me, yet will not die out and carry the cross, they are liars, deceiving themselves. I say, so it is that many have been lost in the shuffle along the way, who once had the knowledge of me. And I say, there are nations that are no more, that once shone brightly with my truth and my light, who departed from me. And I say, it is me, the living God, who has indeed done away with them, because they strayed from me. I say, you see, the ones who are full of arrogance and pride, thinking they remain forever, thinking they are my special children, when it is not true. For I say, when you look upon the natural lineage, how they bragged and bragged and bragged of being Abraham's seeds, yet I say they did none of the deeds of Abraham. Nor did they walk in the way of faith and confidence in me, but rather according to their own understanding. And I say, in the process of the same, they proved to depart from me. Now I say, it is me, the living God, who does give to thee the truth and the light upon thy path. I say, therefore, walk in the same. That is, be made glad, ever thankful that it is me you are privileged to love, to serve, and obey. And I say, be thankful that I give to thee exactly what you have need of, to be ever kept in me. For I say, it is me, the living God, who is righteousness and truth, blessedness and peace, and the way intended for my own. I say this day, when you look at your life, when you look at what it is that you do, I say, do you keep up the war against self? That is, do you willingly bear the cross that I have for thee day after day, dying out to who and what you think you are, and being ever conformable unto me, the one true God you are meant to please? For I say, you are not meant to desire your own way, and be so smug when you think you get the same, when really you prove you are an empty-headed fool before me. Now I say, when you set up in your cause and you think you're right, yet you are opposing me, what do? You prove you are stubborn, you prove you are proud, you prove you are determined to have your own way. Now I say that the end of anyone who wants their way is that I, the living God, turn them over to the same. Then I say they can wallow in the indulgence of their own way until they die and perish in the same. For I say that I, the living God, am not mocked, and the goats will have no place in my kingdom, for I have forbidden it to be so. Therefore I say, why not stop being determined to do it your way and do it my way? That is, why not recognize that if you will walk in what it is that I, the living God, have given unto thee, you will be well-pleasing unto me. But I say, if you insist and persist in your own way, you are taken far from me. Now I say that I, the living God, do not find pleasure in goats who are so sure of themselves, so cocky, so independent, so proud of their own way. For I say, when any man will be a goat, he is not well-pleasing unto me. Now I say that the goats will be left out, the sheep will enter in. Therefore I say, learn to follow, learn to obey, learn to be submitted unto me. For I say, in the submission unto me, that is the obedience, you will find my life. Now I say that when you see those who rear up the head and declare they do not have to follow any man, that means literally they will not follow me. For I say they use that as their justification for disobedience because they have chosen their own way. And yes, they will attribute everything to evil men while they themselves are evil. And yes, they will even attribute evil unto me when it is not true at all. For I say, when a man will grow sure of himself and proud and arrogant, he will scoff my way. But I say that a man who will walk in humility before me, he is well-pleasing unto me. Now I say, if I, the living God, delight to reveal the iniquity, the darkness, and the pride within me, that you can be freed of the same, I say, do not cover it up. That is, do not put on the show that you are some great thing when it is not true at all. But I say, instead, be yielded, submitted, and subject unto me, the one true God who is able. And I say, be coming forth, made glad, ever thankful for the privilege to continue in the way of my truth and the way of my life. And I say, be thankful that you do not need to be full of pride and arrogance and highly religious, but rather that you can be humble and be made righteous in me, as you learn what it is to be submitted unto me in obedience, ever seeking for, desiring, and walking in my way. I say, give thanks, give praise.